So because of ignorance, ZANU PF people would think that basic education is fixed on primary and secondary education. And what they fail to understand is that there are two things involved. Number one, there is a term education, which means somebody is actually educated and actually trained to do something specifically. And there's a term, literacy, where somebody can read and write. And ZANU PF always confuses those two terms. They confuse literacy as basic education. So literacy is when everybody is taught to read and write. That one is literacy and can't be associated with education. But when we are talking about education, we are now talking about the understanding of a certain subject. If it is economics, you understand fully the issue of economics. If it is about health or medicine, you understand fully about that subject. And if it is about law, you understand fully about illegal instruments. That is what we call education. That is what we call somebody is educated. So if we are to talk about Zimbabwe, there is a foundation to basic education. What is that foundation? You have to go through the literacy. You have to go through the literacy phase, where you are taught how to read, where you are taught how to write. Then you grow up. You go through primary, you go through secondary, and then you go on to the basic, which is a degree or a diploma. That is when you are being trained so that you can call you an educated person. You can't be an educated person without a skill. You can't be an educated person without anything, without knowing anything about a certain subject. So you have to know something which I don't know for us to call you are educated. You can be literate, you can read, you can write, but not understanding, and you are supposed to be educated for you to be able to understand what you have read. So Rutendo Matinyarare believes that literacy is education, and he believes that in primary and secondary education, he believes that is the basic education. No. Basic education, according to the definition of basic, we are forming an essential foundation or a starting point, which is a fundamental thing. What is fundamental in Zimbabwe right now is to have a degree or a diploma. If you don't have that, you don't have nothing. You can't be employed on that basis. So he keeps on referring to the liberation struggle era, the Smith era, where the Smith regime could offer standard 6. Munakanga standard 6 during that period of time could be a teacher. Munakanga ane grade 7 could be something else. Kuita form 2 chachayo, ZJC, was very, very important. Form 4 was an extra advantage. Form 6, ndo vanakanga vachitori mama professor, namtulinguda. By that time. But evolution came, things change, and when things continue to evolve, we begin to make new discoveries which need new skills and new techniques. That is the reason why you see education evolving. And at this moment in time, as we are speaking, basic education is you having a degree, is you having a diploma. That is what we call basic education. So go and find out how many people does have degrees. Go and find out how many people does have diplomas. How many people know something. How many people are employable at this moment in time. That will give you the rate of education in Zimbabwe, not the rate of literacy. So you need to get your facts right. The government of Zimbabwe should fund education. The constitution says education. It does not speak about basic. It speaks about education. What is education? You must have a skill. And what is that skill do you have? If you have O level, you have A level, you don't have a skill. That is not education. You are educated when you are skilled. When you have a skill, you are now educated. So get your facts right. The government of Zimbabwe should fund the education of its people according to the Constitution of Zimbabwe 2013. That is not disputed. And President Mnangagwa is failing. He must make sure that he fulfills that obligation. He owes the nation of Zimbabwe a free education, and he must make sure that he does. If he can't, he should step down and leave power to those who can actually come and bring free education.